And to my amazement, instead of saying, okay, lie down on the couch, and he started palpitating my back, he actually got a magnifying glass and he looked in my eyes. So I thought, okay, I'm smart enough. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to see what he says. So he kept looking in both eyes, left eye and right. He kept looking for about at least 5 minutes in both eyes. Then he put the magnifying glass down and he laid me down, and to my amazement, what I want to do today is to let you know how I discovered Iridology, spelled Iridology. Iridology comes back to the Egyptians. We're talking about 4,000 or 5,000 years ago. And iridology is made up of the first word, which is iris. I-R-I-S. Iris is the color of your eye, right? So over the years, I've seen purple eyes, I've seen blue eyes, I've seen green eyes, I've seen brown eyes, I've seen black eyes. So it doesn't matter what color it is, it will reveal up to 80 conditions in both eyes. In other words, you could have cancer, you could have lung issues or liver issues. It will explain to you in the eye, it will show you where your problem is. How I discovered it was quite amazing. In 2020, I served in Vietnam with the Australian Army, with the 5th Battalion, Royal Australian Regiment, in combat for a year, one whole year. And when you go in combat against the Viet Cong and the North Vietnamese, you carry up to, say, 30, 40 kilos or more of equipment on your back for a whole month, right? So you're carrying your food, you're carrying your water, you're carrying ammunition, you're carrying a rifle or a machine gun. And so it puts a lot of pressure. It doesn't matter how young your back is, at say the age of 20, when you carry that for a month at a time, day in, day out, you're walking long distance, and then you're fighting as well. It does have an impact, you know, you don't realize that at the time, but it does have an impact on your back, right? So at the age of about 23, 24, I'd come out, I'd left the army, I'd left Vietnam, and I was in Adelaide in South Australia. And as fate would have it, my lower back, you know, right down the lumbar here, started playing up. So I heard about this chiropractor called Tony Human, Human, Tony Human. And as fate would have it, I went there, made an appointment, went there, and to my amazement, instead of saying, okay, lie down on the couch, and he started palpitating my back, he actually got a magnifying glass and he looked in my eyes. So I thought, okay, I'm smart enough. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to see what he says. So he kept looking in both eyes, left eye and right. He kept looking for about at least 5 minutes in both eyes. Then he put the magnifying glass down and he laid me down, and to my amazement, he went straight to my lower back, right? So you got 3 parts to your back. You've got your thoracic area here, and you've got your lumbar right down the bottom here, okay? So you got thoracic, and then right at the bottom is lumbar. So my problem was in the lumbar area, N-U-L-U-M-B-A-R. That's where I had 2 vertebrae out from the carrying between 30 to 40 kilos of equipment on a daily basis for up to a year at a time. And it impacted in the actual branches of the lumbar of the back, and my back was really, really tender. So to my amazement, I mean, he could have gone anywhere in the 24 vertebrae. In other words, here, could have been here, he could have been right down in the middle here or lower down. And he laid me down like that, and he went down and he palpated my back. And within I felt instant relief. It was amazing. So I was so amazing. I said to him, I said, you know, you're a chiropractor. You're meant to work on my back. What are you doing looking in my eyes? He said, oh, it's iridology. And I looked at him, I said, I've never heard that word in my life before. What is it? He said, it's the study of the iris. And he pointed at his eyes like that. And he had blue eyes. And he said, iridology is made up of the word iris and ology, iridology. And it's and he said, and I said, how did you learn that? He said, my father is still a practicing, he's in his age, he's still a practicing chiropractor, and he taught me how to read iridology. And my instinct told me straight away. I said, look, do you mind if you can teach me how to, we have a kind of a book or a course I can do to learn this? And he said, yes, certainly. He said, you sound very interested. I said, yes, I am. I said, because I was amazed how quickly you saw where my back problem was. So I thought, if I can learn that, I can probably create a new business or a new structure, a new direction, right? So anyway, he lent me a book. It was about 300 pages, and the book had been written by a very capable nurse, and she was a practicing iridologist. And I read the book cover to cover, and I returned the book back to him, and I bought the book eventually, and I started learning it, and so from that point on, I started watching people and started reading people, look at their eyes, without charging at the time. I'd just look at their eyes, and they were amazed at how much I could see. So I realized I was very good at it, and then I got better and better and better. So over the last 30 odd years or more, I would have seen about probably more than 40,000 people, right? I've seen people in the USA, in Jamaica, in the part of the Falkland Islands, Australia, of course, and America, parts of America, North America and South America, of course, France, Germany, Italy, right, and Spain. So I've in the last 30 odd years, I've seen just about every nationality, including, of course, Africans, Zambians, Rhodesians, and they've got black eyes and very hard to read, but I was still able to read it. So that's how that's why it became a career. But it's become a wonderful career because I've been able to help thousands and thousands and thousands of people be read, get their eyes read, their irises read, and I was able to give them advice on what foods to eat, what supplements to take, what exercise to do, what sort of sleep they should have. And it has been a fantastic ride, and I'm nearly in my 80s now, and it's been like I've been doing this for about the best part of 60 years. So that's how I started Iridology. So I'm ever so grateful to Dr. Tony Human from Adelaide that he taught me, he made me aware of what Iridology was. So I never stop learning. I've got a massive amount of equipment and nutrition that I work with, and so these days I work from London, and I've seen people here from France, from England, Scotland, Ireland, Germany, and so on and so on. So we've travelled all over the southern part of the world, America, and I've been able to help people fix their problems with Iridology. So in a few minutes, I will be explaining more about how Iridology works, and also what sort of types of eyes are involved and how the structure is involved. Thank you for listening.